the text. The topic for today is Zestometer.
Yes. Oh, you didn't tell me.
Yes.
You didn't tell me that my Zestometer is the topic.
The topic is Zestometer.
All right. So what
we
do you
get
want to talk
about zestiness. What do you think about that?
I think it's freaking awesome.
Tell us about the Zestometer.
Okay, so the Zestometer is actually a hugely scientific, not measurement about how zestful you feel in life. And I actually haven't launched it. I think it's going to be launched next week, beginning or early next week, actually, on LinkedIn, or maybe on Friday, actually. This week. I mean, it could be like a Friday fun thing, right? Huh?
Do we get a sneak peek maybe right now, though? Or maybe not.
Do you want to?
I don't know. I maybe tell us about the Zestometer, and then maybe you can send it out whenever you want. But maybe tell us.
But you know what Zest is? Showing up in life with energy and enthusiasm.
It makes me just want to be like energetic now.
And feeling alive.
Yes.
And I like it. I use it in my brand. In fact, I will use it even more in my brand. It's actually too bad. Yesterday, I was in my orange, orange sweater, and I had this mug. So I was like totally on brand. Not today, but never mind.
Today you got like watermelon lime.
Oh, it's not watermelon. It's very sharper, huh? But anyway, it's like raspberry. The cool thing with Zest is it's not just like a fun word or whatnot. It's actually scientifically proven that it's one of the ingredients for happiness. And according to positive psychology, yes. So, just like Google for positive psychology, Zest, or Martin Seligman, who is the father of positive psychology and whatnot. In fact, if you want to be a little bit more serious than my Zestometer, and you actually want to go for like character strengths, I actually promoted this in my live yesterday. There is VIA character strengths.
VIA that doesn't sound too zesty, though.
VIA. Anyway, it was also founded by a couple of different people who are big on positive psychology. And what they did is they identified, if I'm not wrong, 24 character strengths, and then you do like a assessment. It's kind of like takes some time, and then at the end, what it does, it puts your strengths into an order, and then of course, like the top 5, or the bottom 5 is probably not your strengths really, but you actually have all of them in order, and one of them is also Zest, since it actually does contribute to happiness and But what I did, I just wanted to make a little bit more like fun stuff with it. And what I did is just like created a Zestometer, which is a much quicker pulse check than I think the character strengths is about like maybe even 100 questions. I'm not even sure actually, but it takes a little more time. My one is only 12 questions. And it can measure your zestiness in different areas. Or actually, like you measure it, to be frank. And yeah.
So how does that help to measure your zestiness?
Well, you will actually identify whether like which area you are a little bit more, how should I say, like zest crisis. You need a little bit like charging, the zest charger. Yes. Is it like, do you need some physical kind of energy, emotional, social, spiritual? Which one did I forgot? Intellectual, mental.
Very interesting. So you're gonna launch this on Friday, and you're gonna do a live on it on Friday?
Yes, why not?
Very exciting.
I feel that I've taken over your live. It's kind of feel like I thought that we're gonna have some fun here and not just like me commercialing.
This is fun too.
Yeah.
I get to see you excited about stuff. So with some zest, your Zestometer And we're so let's talk about oh, that's part of your Zestimeter, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not even going to mention this anymore.
Yes,
It's another live again because I already talked about this on the live when I was flying home.
uh
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Well, I look forward to seeing your Zestimeter.
So what
And
else? You tell me something. What are you excited about? Because I'm pretty excited about this one, and I really want to make a difference in people's lives to enhance a little bit the zest and the aliveness feeling. So you
I
tell
am
me.
excited about all of the different campaigns, including Bounce Back and the marketing campaigns that I'm doing, and they're getting out there to various groups of very targeted audience. And it's in that motion. It's like you create for me. It's all a process. This is what I've been
Who
doing
was
for
your
20 years
favorite
now.
ever client in life?
What's that?
Or who was your favorite ever client that you worked with?
For different reasons. There's been a lot of different ones. Like having the first ad, like recruiting ad for Space Force was really fun
Oh,
because we got to do like all kinds of ads with, astronauts and all that other stuff, even though
that's
Space
super cool.
Force really isn't about astronauts. It's about another way to do defense with through the Air Force. But it was just cool because it was like such a new thing. So that was cool. And then going in, my first ever client was probably one of my most exciting ones because we did leads for Lending Tree and some of the big companies that we were buying leads from them when we were doing mortgage, and then when we started selling leads to them, and that was
Mm,
kind of the start of my whole company. So that was a fun thing too. It was there's been lots of them for all different reasons.
mm.
But it ends up being the people, just falling in love with the people and what they're trying to get out there into the world.
That's what I feel too, actually. Like even in my corporate career, when I was supporting managers and so on, like you kind of also like have a little crush for them because you kind of like want to support them and help them, and then kind of like
You see them
enable
just
them for the best.
Yeah, you see them just out there, trying to push and grind, and you find ways to make that less of a grind and more just automatic.
I don't want grind.
Yeah, I know. It's a the thing is when people are doing that everyday push, it's sort of like
Mm,
working out. You feel so good afterwards because
mm.
you put it out there on the line. And so think of grind as like a workout or something like that, because it's like a push that are going beyond what you
Yeah.
really want to in that moment, and by doing that you get a result that you wouldn't have got before.
I think my relationship is different actually. When it comes to, for example, you mentioned workout. Um, First of all, it's like I grew up in a way that I was not having actually or not doing like sports every day. And it's interesting that you actually mentioned, because just the other day I had this reflection with a friend of mine. We were talking, and she's also Hungarian, and we were talking about like, yeah, I mean, when we grew up, it was not a thing that, our parents' generation would have been like doing any exercise or sports. Like, I never seen ever any of my parents in a training gear or something, doing something sport. It's just like what? That image doesn't exist. So I didn't bring that habit actually with myself. And so then what happened, actually, I was already like 24 years old, I think, 25 even, when I went to Brazil. And well, what should I say? I gained significant amount of kilograms on my body. Uh,
Those are pounds for everybody in the Western
Even
world.
more significant in pounds, obviously. And then because I worked at Electrolux, and we had freshly baked croissants every morning if you got there by 8:15, and I was a very cheaply paid trainee or intern,
Are you
so
telling me you got there on time?
I had to, because that meant breakfast for me. So now you know my
Well, you just
motivation.
gave me a recipe that I'm probably going to use.
Yeah, I mean, coffee is a good start, but yeah, you got it. So anyway, but then when also I had some like great friends, and one of my great friends just like left the country a couple of months after I arrived. So I had a lot of time basically at hand. And I was like, shit, I'm fat now and I have a lot of time. What should I do? And I started to go to the gym, and there was no mercy. Like, there's almost like every day I even took like 2 classes. Like, I did a Pilates, and then I did like spinning. Actually, it was very popular. And, everything was in Portuguese. I didn't understand like 1/3 of it by that time.
That
And
sounds like a
but
grind right there.
I went for it. I just freaking went for it. Yeah, it was a grind. But then what happened is that, and I didn't lose anything because I think I started to build muscle. All I felt, my pants are even tighter. Anyway, there was one thing. But then I moved to Sweden, and I'm not kidding. I think just by changing the way and what I eat, I haven't even started to go to the gym here yet. I lost 6 kilos, which
Mhm.
was 6, 7, something like that, which was good. I really needed that. But I didn't kind of like got the very much of like a hang of it to train. However, over the years, I also tried different types of gym workouts. I don't like to go to gym. I like to go for classes actually. So there's someone there, shows what to do. I copy, great. And only the last couple of years, maybe like a little bit before pandemic and since then, when I actually felt like I like to go to the gym. I don't need to convince myself any longer. Very rare cases, basically, when I start to negotiate, like, should I go, should I not? But I really know it, just like know it here, that I know I just need to go, and I never regret it. Whenever I go, I never regret it. So let's just go, and then it's going to be great. Of course, now and then I feel a little bit sick. That's a different category, but that's it. But it took me a very long time, actually, of, I don't know whether it's grinding really. Sometimes it was testing and trying. What do I like? What not? And but
For me, that word
yeah.
grinding doesn't mean that. It just means that there's a moment that where nothing in you, or for me anyways, wants to do it, and you do it anyway. And
Okay.
there's a lots of moments in between where you want to stop, parts of you want to stop, and you just don't. It's like
I
getting up
got
and doing pull-ups and chin-ups, your body doesn't really like pull-ups and chin-ups until after you've done them.
it.
But once you've done them, they feel good. And so every time before, even after years, and there's been times when there's been a month that's gone by where I haven't done any, and then I start doing them again, and it's like, oh crap, and it's harder for a few days, or maybe I do them like 3 times during that first week, and then more, and build it up. But that feels like what I would call a grind of getting back into something. And even there's lots of mornings, if you're doing stuff every day, that it feels like, oh crap, I got to do this. But then afterwards, there's just this satisfaction that comes from it.
Yeah.
People have the same response to when they're doing repetitive tasks for any job, that where they know they need to do it in order to get the result,
I
and
got
they
the
don't
label
want
at
to.
work, like, shut up and admin.
What?
I think I'm making like a big fuss about these things that I don't want to do. And once I had to do like admin stuff. I was still at Spotify, and then it was just like, shut up and admin.
I love that. Shut up and admin.
I was just
We need
nuts.
to do a live on that. Shut up and admin.
No, I don't want to be reminded of that. I don't want to be reminded of my failures in administration, and especially today. But
Shut up and admin is, there's a feeling after shut up and admin of satisfaction. It's
oh,
like
no,
cleaning
there's
your
no
house.
feeling like that.
It's like during the time you're doing it, it doesn't feel good. And then all of a sudden it's done, and you look around and there's that accomplishment. Same thing as grind. Just a
Okay, I
different,
don't
we use
know
different terms
anything.
for it. Some people don't like that word, so they have to use another word that means similar stuff. Get
Yes.
it done. The things that you don't want to get done. And then you get to have some more zest on that zestometer.
Yes. Oh, wow.
So put a smile on that face for a minute. Let me see that smiling face.
Hmm?
Let me see the smile, the big unit zesty smile.
No, don't ask me to pose here, like, for God's sake, like, you're kidding me.
Yes, I knew it would work. All right. Well, do you have anything else for today, or should we close it
I
off? This
didn't
is a
even have these
15-minute
ones until
live.
we started talking. So
Well, 15-minute live is pretty freaking long for me. Usually are 2 to 3 minutes. So, oh
I
my
know.
gosh, I can't imagine.
Anyone
People are
watching
gonna be
this?
like, "Oh
Me
my
neither, but
God,
that's my
Mark, what'd you do today?" All right. So, anyways, that's it for today. Enjoy and get ready for a Zestometer. It's going to be fun on Friday. Unit's going to do it.
It's 10 p.m. It's time for walking and get the steps in, right?
Thank you very much, by the way,
You're welcome.
for living partially on my schedule. It does really help us as a
Partially.
couple.
Partially.
I'll
Ciao.
see you on a regular call, and I'll walk with you
All right.
virtually.
Let's do it.
Everybody that's on that hears this, oh my gosh, if there's anyone that gets this far in this video, bless you for that.
And no relationship
thank you very
advice
much.
here, right?
Thank you so much. And until tomorrow, enjoy. I can't believe it. 15 minutes.
Is it?
16 minutes.